Right guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to make a DC power analyzer. If you watched the mini wind turbine video and also the water wheel video, some of you commented asking how many amps or how many watts do these produce. So in this video I'm going to make a DC analyzer So I did actually buy this off eBay, and this was called a DC analyzer, this. So somebody in the comments said that if you, I think it's multiply volts by amps, you get watts. So with that in mind, I bought this volts and amps meter, and it came with a shunt. We're going to wire all this arrangement together and then go and test all my recent builds. In this video we'll test the hand crank generator, and then, which is there, I'll make another video and I'll test the mini wind turbine and the water wheel, and we'll get some answers. Alright, that's the case. I just sort of roughly welded the corners together, stop them coming apart. Just to keep the water off it anyway. So we've got that to go in there. That's the volts and amps. A switch just to turn it on and off. The feed in, turn it on and off with that, and then that's the load. That'll just attach straight to there. So on the listing, on the eBay listing, I got a basic wiring diagram for this, so I'm going to have a look at that. So that's the basic diagram we got. For the load I'm just going to use this light. Now it probably won't be any good because it's only 5 watts, so I think the water wheel will be doing something near 50 watts. I might have to use a different load. And then it says, if the power to be measured is 40 to 30 volts, you can use only one power source. Wired like diagram 2. But anyway, if it's more, you've got to put a power source for the. You've got to provide a power source for the meter, which I'll be using this 9-volt battery. I'll be using a 9-volt battery there into that plug there. So that's this one here. Plug that into there, and then I put my 9-volt battery onto the red and the black there. The yellow goes up to the water wheel or windmill, and then the positive from the windmill goes into the lamp, into this, then comes out negative the other side into the shunt, and then negative from the water wheel goes into the other side of the shunt, and then them two go, I think, like that. Yeah, that's it. These two wires, the red and the black, they go to the shunt, and that's fairly straightforward, is that? So I'll get that all wired up, and then we'll test the little hand crank generator. This is the power supply for the meter. I'll just wire that to a switch so it doesn't run 9-volt battery. That's the last switch done. Okay guys, that's the build complete. I think we're ready for a test. I'll reassemble this now and then we'll plug it into the hand crank generator.
A few hours later.
Okay guys, this turned out to be a defective unit. So I've got it all wired in as per the diagram on eBay. Connected it to the hand crank generator and everything lit up as it should, but it only read amps for about 30 seconds and then it stopped. It still reads volts. Plug it back into a power supply, the meter still works. It always seems to want to read 50. If anybody's had any experience with these cheap meters, then please feel free to shed some light in the comments. I won't bother wiring the shunt back in again. There is a way you can just test voltage, so I'll try and demonstrate that now. So like I say, the voltmeter still works. But the amps, yesterday it was reading 25, well today it's reading 50, so it's found some more imaginary amps from somewhere. So that were a bit of a disaster. So as luck would have it, and you couldn't make up the timing of this, a mate at work, he had to clear a garage out for a relation, and all the things in the garage he was just going to take to the tip. Fortunately for me, he brought it into work and says, look, if there's out you want out of there, take it. Amongst the bits he got from this garage was an ammeter. So we can carry on with the original plan, and I'll just bin all this, look. So yeah, we'll be testing the water wheel and windmill, and also the hand crank generator with this Avometer 8. So get my head around how this works. I think the shunt is inside this. That's providing the ammeter side of things still works, because it's quite an old unit this. So I'll get my head around this, and then we'll put the hand crank generator through it and see what kind of volts and amps it makes, and then from that we can work out watts. Okay guys, I've got the Avometer 8 rigged up now to the hand crank generator for reading voltage output. I've also put on the cheap eBay meter because it's still reading volts, so just as a comparison, although we're doing all this to be, this unit's defective now, so it's whether it's going to be accurate or not, I don't know. And to be fair, the only calibration sticker I can find on this is from 1977, but for my garage fabrication projects, this is probably going to work fine for me, this. I mean, I might get it serviced one day, because you know, it speaks volumes when this thing's from the early 70s and it still gives a reading. This thing is from early last week and it's finished giving readings. Well, I suppose it helps if I turn it on, doesn't it? So DC volts 10. So let's have a look. Well, the Avo's reading 4, and so is the little digi. So is the digital readout. We'll plug in the amps next and see how many amps this is making. Now, I was only cranking it half speed. At a speed that's comfortable, if you're going to charge a phone, you're looking at like 8 volts. Alright guys, let's see what amperage the hand crank generator generates. I've got the Avometer set to 1 amp, which would be 10, and I'll turn this light on, which will provide a load for the generator. Okay, I'll charge the iPod and run the light and see if we get more watts out of it. Eight volts, you're getting 600 milliamps output. Well, that's not too bad, that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.